Sometimes your worst nightmares begin the moment you wake up.
Sometimes it's just how you talk. Shit don't match your walk. Sometimes it's just how you talk. Shit don't match your walk. Be mad at the truth. That shit ain't our fault. Just a dash of salt for taste. It's gon' affect the cause. What the fuck you thought? What the fuck you thought? That niggas will sympathize? Way we be flipping sides soon as we are not entertained. Niggas been ill-advised. Need to still I rise attitude if you in this game. Haters get energized off of anything. Nigga can't even penny pinch. If I wear my pennies proud and my DMs are Willie Lynch. Some silly shit. Really seen niggas change up the whole narrative doing gritty shit. Ain't no tip for tats. Ain't 20 toes that I would kick it with. I'm just standing on them. 6'5" like I'm 5'6". Gotta let them know I got a blammer on them. Hit a chatter police scanner on them. Full house, ain't no cameras with them, but it's cameras on them. Nigga, top rank. You can't approach me however you want. Free from reproach, these lowly opinions. Got nowhere to hold on the level I'm on. Know when the povo to needed is raising. It's only occasionally I am the one, and I ain't the one. Ain't telling no lies to you. Why did they run? Sometimes it's just how you talk. Shit don't match your walk. Be mad at the truth. That shit ain't our fault. Just a dash of salt for taste. It's gon' affect the cause. What the fuck you thought? What the fuck you thought? Sometimes it's just how you talk. Shit don't match your walk. Be mad at the truth. That shit ain't our fault. Just a dash of salt for taste. It's gon' affect the cause. What the fuck you thought? What the fuck you thought? These bitches just give it up. Just cause you switch it up. Keep it a buck, then where the hoes at. Niggas can't even really mix with us. And now that I mention it, treat them like sickle cell. Ain't got no hook that'll interest us. Bunch of lost boys, niggas in distress. Say it with your chest. I've been bench pressing her body weight. Know it will impress. And I still attest to the simple fact. Keeping it real ain't gon' do you wrong. Sometimes you just gotta watch your tone. Sometimes you better off on the phone. Sometimes fish is gon' turn into soup. Then you butternut squash it and leave it alone. Niggas start moshing, won't say a word. On my Chris Bosh, I'ma stretch a flow. Keep it touch and go, I'ma stay a verb. I'm talking action, I play with words. Don't do no capping, see mad hatters. Nigga, that matters when I lay a verse. niggas. Sometimes it's just how you talk. Shit don't match your walk. Be mad at the truth. That shit ain't our fault. Just a dash of salt for taste is gon' affect the cause. What the fuck you thought? What the fuck you thought? Sometimes it's just how you talk. Shit don't match your walk. Be mad at the truth. That shit ain't our fault. Just a dash of salt for taste is gon' affect the cause. What the fuck you thought? What the fuck you thought?
Yeah.
Who that, Trey?
Counting new money, it's a new day. Top scholar, sensei. I just popped another chocolate, got me on the way. Looking for your other bitches on the way. Consistent, bitch, I do statistics. Heading to that money, then I'm knowing you gon' feel this. Got some stuff in my cup, keep me real chill. Top notch pro, she got real skills. Keep it coming, yeah, she a fountain. Damn, where I found her, Douglas County. If you ain't on your shit, stay the fuck around me. If you ain't on your shit, stay the fuck around me. Get it every day, mind militant. Got a good brain, say she heaven, since she heaven. She know I can set the vibe in my element, What you want, I send it right up to your resident. Counting new money, it's a new day. Top scholar, yeah, sensei. Okay, I just popped another chocolate, got me on the way. Looking for your other bitches on the way. On my own shit, made my own way. Running through it, doing numbers, it's a good day. What you doing, spin? Hold on, getting paid. Why you arguing with the same nigga from yesterday? You wasting time, I'm locking in another play. Watch the sun rise, watch she use her face. Off the grid, different locate. Never seen him, it's a cold case. Never seen him, it's a cold case. I just talk about my life, but bitches love the shit. Counting new money, it's a new day. Top scholar, sensei. I just popped another chocolate, got me on the way. Looking for your other bitches on the way.
Free my niggas. I talked to Mermaid out of the water the other day. On my yacht, we lit up the pot, floated away. I fuck up your block, my low rider's hot, my color and ship, this on the way. Probably that miles and them had a rate. The shit you could do when you got cake. That's the result of the risk take. It could all end up in yellow tape. Or you could pull up to the bank, twist of fate, Dana Danes, candy paint, lay the frame, it's not a gang. Dawn playing with a brain, have her buy me things. Umbrella symphony, candy rain, sugar water, tears, sweet pain. I done put her through a few things, trying to make sure she could really hang. She kept saying she was gang. I don't use all them young nigga slangs. I'ma keep this one simple and plain. Factory wheels inside clean. Pull up, kill them niggas, bang bang. Money and we I maintain. In the crib with the doors playing.
Yeah. Savaki crystals on the old babe. Rick Owen, that's 08. Side baby smoking purple 8. How much did your show make? Colorado with a model. Montclair, that's a cold day. Time sat, bitch, I'm on the moon. Too fly, Mr. Balloon. I'm in London for a week. I rock them Yeezys on tour. I think they drop like next week. You run your mouth, you think it's sweet. Your niggas couldn't be me. Real niggas, they remain G. Real niggas, they remain. Real niggas, they remain G. Smoking down Rodeo, Louis Vuitton with the bankroll. Take my bitch, don't think so. My turn, yeah, I gotta wait, ho. Making that money, that peso. Smoking down Rodeo, Louis Vuitton with the bankroll. Take my bitch, don't think so.
Well, what it is, what it bees, what it do. Welcome back to Explicit Intelligence, a place on YouTube where intellectual intelligence is spoken explicitly. IB, forget it. Yeah, so I don't like repeating myself all the time. So I just threw that out there. So now you know who I am. Yeah, so I like to define a word that quite recently as 2019 has been gaining a lot of traction in the algorithm as of late. This word is called tribalism. Tribalism. Listen carefully. This is explicit intelligence. I'm about to learn you something. All this red in your face. It's because I'm trying to grab your attention. Tribalism is the state or fact of being organized in a tribe or tribes. Now I want you to turn to your fellow YouTube observer in the bushes, them unknown unknowns, them internet land dwellers, and tell them, hey, he's talking about you and me. Yep. I want you to think back in your YouTube history, in your YouTube archive. I want you to be honest with yourself, because I'm going to be honest with you all the time on this channel we call Explicit Intelligence. Has there ever been a time where you engaged in tribalism? Ray, have you? Be honest. I'm going to let you think about that. Has there ever been a time where you engaged in it? Me, I have definitely engaged in it. Yeah. I'll say twice. In my YouTube career, I engaged in tribalism. Must you know the story? That story is for another time, another place. Right now, I just want to focus on the tribalism at hand in Recklessville, USA. You know, this tribalism now in 2026 is going to get somebody stabbed or fucked up, as it already has been done as of late. i.e. Renee Good. Y'all remember her. You know, rest in peace, homegirl. But I stand on this. You shouldn't have been there. You shouldn't have been there. You just shouldn't have been there. You should have been home taking care of them kids. But, we've talked about it. We've talked about it. It's all right. What's done is done. Hey, you live and you learn, right? You live and you lear. You live and you lear, right? Minneapolis, right, Lil? We talk about tribalism, man. Tribalism is what caused this situation with Don Lemon. I'm not saying Don Lemon created tribalism, but he engages in tribalism when it comes to the Democratic Party and left wingers as a whole. He's one of the spokespersons, one of the gatekeepers. Is he part of the boule bougie? The boule bougie, bourgeois bougie? Them folks that Umar and Tariq Nasheed, them coon hunters. I'ma just call you. I'ma call all y'all coon hunters. Real quick. Question for the coon hunters: the Tariq Nasheeds, the Ados Foundation dwellers, the FBAers, all them, Dr. Umar-ites, all y'all, Hassanites, all y'all. What's next after pointing out a coon? Like, I see a lot of people pointing out that Anton Daniels is like a coon. Okay, now what? I don't have my watch, so I can't time how much time we have to wait for your answer. What's the solution after that? Now that we know who our coons are, what's the solution? I thought the solution with that, if you found one, is to separate yourself from them. But you always engage in constant conversation with the coon. So I have to ask you guys, again, you coon hunters, what next? What's after that? A, B, and C are coons. Then what? What's next? If you can't answer that, maybe the content you doing should be no more. I would say names, but I'm not trying to hurt feelings. But don't push me. And you already know how I roll. Don't push me. We're gathered here today to talk about tribalism. Let me give you a tribalism in simple terms. Tribalism is the state of being organized by or advocating for tribes or tribalistic lifestyles. Human evolution primarily occurred in small hunter-gatherer groups, as opposed to in larger and more recently settled agricultural societies or civilizations. Now I want you to turn to your neighbor, your YouTube observer partner, and I want you to ask your partner this. Who are you affiliated with? Everybody's affiliated with something or somebody, aren't you? Tribalism. What is it? I'm part of a tribe. As a coach, I'm part of a tribe. It's the Bowie Bulldogs tribe. On YouTube, I used to be a part of the Huh Gang. Huh? Shout out to them, man. Shout out to Leo and Javaria. We talking about y'all in Minneapolis, Minnesota and shit. What y'all doing over here? Everybody else, yeah, y'all, somebody engaged in it. Yeah, maybe you went to troll somebody, got the docs and say, I don't know if y'all remember this, but I used to, reference a group of trolls. I used to call them the Glee Glop and the Flukty dudes. They operated in tribalistic culture where they doxed me, supposedly. Well, I went on a live and I said, hey, if y'all dox me, you ain't gonna find nothing. And at the time, when they doxed me, I wasn't even a criminal. Like, I did time in jail, but it wasn't for what you thought it was. I did time for failure to appear for a traffic violation. I was in Vegas. I was enjoying life, and then I came home, and the next week I got arrested. Just for failure to appear. Nothing criminal. I ain't had nothing on me or nothing like that. I ain't a crackhead. I ain't a crack dealer. I ain't Nino Brown or nothing like that. I ain't got a whole network of shit going on with me. So, yeah, when I was like, if y'all doc, y'all ain't gonna find shit. Y'all gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Nothing. I don't know. Hey, have y'all Googled yourself lately? What is it that it says? Comment below, let me know. Yeah. So let's slow this thing down. I just gave y'all an example of tribalism. Now we're gonna talk about the left, because the lefties be losing it. And the left has gotten some folks conditioned to protest ICE, baby. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about ICE. The Immigrant Customs Enforcement Unit, ICE. They're protesting ICE, and they not just out there with signs, and they not hooting and hollering from a bullhorn. They're taking their vehicles and they're blocking folks in. They're obstructing justice, if you will. That'll get you locked up. In this case, you know, you have Renee Good. What happened to her, whatnot. But for some odd reason, now they have taken it to when you thought it was safe to pray at your neighborhood church. Well, I'm here to tell you that it really isn't. I'm gonna take y'all to TikTok as I always do. give me a minute. I should have did this shit beforehand and had this shit ready for y'all, but I was loafing. So you're gonna have to give me a minute. Here we go. Can y'all see that? Of course you can, man. Come on, man. You can see that shit. We're gonna play it now. Don, what you got? Hit us with something.
This is an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out.
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere. They don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt business as usual.
So right now it's kind of mayhem. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them. Did they explain to you why they're here?
They did not.
They said that there is someone here in Easterwood, someone who is a member of ICE, and he's a pastor of the church.
Our church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
So this is what the First Amendment is about the freedom to protest.
There's a varying array of views in this church on politics of immigration. Recognize the complexity of the issue.
This shows you just how divided America is. When you look at the protesters here, and then you look at the people there who are praying, and you know what was the interesting thing? If these two groups could just get together, they might figure out what to do.
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way.
Yeah, that was interesting to watch. This guy here, look, he's hugging his kid. And, you know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. They think you lost and this didn't accomplish anything, and you went into their house, the house of the Lord.
The reality is the house of the Lord is a place where love lives. It's not a place where you can have a pastor masquerading as the director for the field office of ICE in St. Paul.
This is an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out.
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere. They don't expect us to come there, and then
okay, we need to research Operation Pull Up. Let's see what's up with that. Y'all know how we do. Operation Pull Up. We're pulling it up now. And you know, when I pulled it up, all I see is pull-ups. Some of y'all need some pull-ups on your YouTube, you fat motherfuckers. Some of y'all need more than just pull-ups. Y'all need cardio. Get on a bike. Ride that shit, suckers. Here nor there, man. Hey, so this is what I pulled up from Operation Pull-Up. Let me do this. What that chick, what's her name? Nekima. God damn it. What the hell is her name? I wrote it down. What is her name? It's right. Oh, Nekima Levy. I'm tripping. Nekima Levy. All right. There's nothing like. There's nothing like, and maybe this was a social event from social media. Maybe it was a hashtag pull up. I see nothing, nothing listed on the search for Operation Pull Up. But continue, Nekima. You can continue.
We disrupt business as usual.
So you're disrupting. So y'all got together as a group and said, you know what? You know what would be a good idea if we just go ahead and we'll disrupt church on Sunday. This was the day before MLK Day, so damn, he had to been rolling over his grave when he seen some shit like this. I don't think this is what he did his speeches for. I don't think this is what he protested for. We talk about Dr. King. I mean, Monday, right? They did this shit Sunday. They thought it would be necessary to protest against ICE at a church where they believe that the director of ICE is also a pastor at a church. Wow. There's no rules of engagement in this situation, but we'll find that out later. Let's just continue this. Let's just continue dissecting this video real quick.
So right now it's kind of mayhem. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them.
Hey, could you imagine going to church? Like, I'm next to First Baptist Church at Glen Arden. I'm not too far from there. If y'all never heard of FBCG, y'all sadly mistaken. Well, I'm not too far from there. And I've attended that church maybe once, twice. I attended the church twice. Yeah, it was 2 times. And I attended the church, and I couldn't imagine if people came into that church and did that. I don't even think that would happen. I think a lot of fellas would get up and knock some heads off. It'll be a fight in that church if they disrupt Pastor Jenkins. I'm sure of it. Am I wrong? If anybody attend FBCG, am I wrong? If they did this, if Don Lemon and his pull-up crew pulled up in FBCG and did some shit like this, do y'all think that them members at FBCG would sit back and be like, yeah, y'all First Amendment right? Nah. Don't forget where that church was originally based, in Glen Arden. They're gonna whip your ass. You go in their church, acting up, protesting ICE. Pastor Jenkins ain't having that. But anyway, you know, shoot, you gotta commend the grace of this church and this pastor, because they didn't fight. They allowed them to do what they did. And if you looked at them, you look what was going on, they look crazy. Like, you're interrupting the church. Some of y'all are Christians. Some of y'all are religious people. You wouldn't want this shit done in your church, so why you doing it in our church? The shit that they was spewing, they was spewing. Y'all saying black people can't be racist. Man, I heard the most racist shit in this church. Yeah, man, you know, we heard worse, but goddamn. I heard so many people, you rich white folk with the Starbucks cups and shit. They was just on one.
Did they explain to you why they're here?
They did not.
They said that there is someone here in Easterwood, someone who is a member of ICE, and he's a pastor of the church.
Our church had gathered for worship.
I wonder, just curious. I don't even know if this is confirmed or not. I wonder if he's a member of ICE. And if he is, I don't care. I don't care. What he's doing, as far as ICE, is his job. What do you think a pastor is supposed to have a job? He can't just be a pastor. That means, how is he getting bread? How is he getting income? The pastor, right? He has a job. I'm not mad at his job. He ain't selling drugs and shit. He ain't laundering money, Minnesota.
Which we do every Sunday. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
So this is what...
Do you see the black chick arguing with the white dude? Like, why are you in the church arguing and shit? Hopefully the conversation is going like this. Hey, I ain't even want to be in here in the first place. I ain't want to disrespect your church. But I'm part of this thing called tribalism. And, you know, I had to be here because if I wasn't, I'd probably been exiled. See, the white dude is sitting there like, homegirl, as long as you don't hit me, we good to go. But I'm at church. All I want to do is worship the Lord, though. Y'all came in this joint tripping, and all I'm trying to do is worship him. And what's up? Like, what's good? Hopefully that's the conversation, but it look like they're having a wild debate. I'm not about to debate you while I'm worshiping. Bye.
First Amendment is about.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? They look like they going back and forth. Like, I ain't got time for that, homegirl. You bye. I'm trying to pray.
The freedom to protest.
There's
the freedom to protest in the church. I have to ask Don Lemon this. And is his name
that in
really?
the church,
Hold up. Hold.
What do you think of this?
Mr. Harmless Christian here.
Stop. This is not what we wanted to do. TikTok got me again. They got me again. Oh, see now. Shit. Let me see something, man. God damn it. Where's the video I just seen? Is this it? Yeah, I missed my drive.
What do you think of this?
Man, I missed my drive. I did. Like I said, I wanted to know if he was part of ICE, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. We screw the video. I want to ask Don Lemon this. Would you go to a synagogue and do that? What about Islamic worship center? I don't know. I forgot what you call it. You know, excuse me. I'm smacked. But would you go there? Or better yet, would you go to a church in the hood and do the exact same thing? You know, because it's some black folks that work in ICE as well. Why don't you go to their church and cause a ruckus like you did in this church? Don, I'm just saying that, you know, exude that same energy on all the church fronts. I guarantee you're going to run into the wrong church. Go to Southeast DC. No, better yet, go to Northeast DC. Pick a church. Go in there and protest ICE. I just want to see what happened. Please do that. Donna, come to DC and do that same shit. Anyway, yeah, because we're gonna skip to it. Let's just go right to the article we're supposed to cover. Because I'm all over the place right now. Y'all going to bear with me. Anti-ICE protests at Minnesota. Leo, Jamaria, what are they doing out there in Minnesota, man? Y'all tripping out there. Anyway, this shit leads to arrests, but no charges are filed against journalist Don Lemon. Is it Lemon or I'm going to call his ass Lemon. It's probably Don Lemon. Don Lemon. He probably tell you, no, it's Don Lemon. This out of the Minneapolis AP, a prominent civil rights attorney and at least two other people involved in that anti-immigration enforcement protest that disrupted a service at Minnesota. have been arrested. Her name is Nekima Levy. Hey, this shit happened today. It said Trump administration officials said Thursday, even as judge rebuffed related charges against journalist Don Lemon. So they ain't even press charges about. Vice President JD Vance, speaking in Minneapolis, urged state and local law enforcement to collaborate with federal officials and said protesters must stop getting in their way. We're going to go to that video too because JD was on one. Attorney General Pam Bondi posted online that Nekima Levy Armstrong, the black chick, this chick in the pink, she kind of looked like Patrice Cullors. I could be tripping. She had been arrested. Oh, she was arrested on Sunday. Protesters entered the city's church. No, I'm sorry. That's not true. She wasn't arrested on Sunday. We'll get to that, I guess. On Sunday, protesters entered the city's church in St. Paul, where U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement official serves as a pastor. So that was an actual director of So that was a person who works in ICE. Bondi later posted that the second person had been arrested, and FBI Director Kash Patel announced the third. Oh, so they picking them, they plucking them. Bloom. Oh, you was in the church tripping? Bloom. You was in the church tripping? Bloom. We plucking you too. The Justice Department quickly opened a civil rights investigation after the group interrupted services by chanting, "ICE out." Justice for Renee Good, referring to the 37-year-old mother of three who was fatally shot by ICE officers in Minneapolis earlier this month. Listen loud and clear, we do not tolerate attacks on places of worship, the Attorney General said on X. City's church belongs to the Southern Baptist Convention and lists one of its pastors as David Esterwood, who leads an ICE field office. Many Baptist churches have pastors who also work other jobs, as they should, because if you don't work another job, you best be retired from a job, or we're going to ask, do you get all that bread from the church, and what do you do with all that money? What do you do with all that money, honey? Anyway, give me a second real quick, man. I got to check the snares real quick. Damn, that mic loud as hell. I can push that shit back some more. All right, hey, I don't know if we could read the whole article. We don't need to cover it all. Let me cut to the video because JD Vance has some shit to say. It's about maybe 6 to 7 minutes. We're gonna get to it. As soon as he get to it, I'm gonna stop it. I might even stop it periodically to add my 2 cents. You know how my 7 cents. You know how I do. Let me see if this junk play. Let me see if it play first.
Good afternoon, everybody. How we doing? Good. So I want to thank the law enforcement officers behind me for being here. I'll answer a few questions, but I want to say just a few things at the outset, just about what I've learned today and what I'm trying to do here. You know, first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Annunciation school shooting families, because the last time I was in Minneapolis, it was of course to meet with some of those families. I understand that a couple of the students have made near miraculous recoveries, and just that was a very special moment for me to be invited into that community at a time of grief. And I hope that all of them know that though I didn't get to see them this particular time, I've been thinking about them and their families quite a bit. Now, to talk about what I am here to do, which is federal law enforcement to enforce our immigration laws, I want to say just a few things. First of all, I wanted to meet with business leaders, with ICE officers, with local law enforcement to try to understand a little bit better what's going on so that we can tone down the temperature a little bit, reduce the chaos, but still allow us as a federal government to enforce the American people's immigration laws. That is the purpose of my visit. Now, this is step 1 or step 2 of that process. There's going to be a lot of work that follows through from here. I'm happy to talk about that, but I think I learned a few things that were very important. So number one of the things I learned is that the guys behind me are doing an incredible job, and frankly, a lot of the media is lying about the job that they do every single day. Now, it doesn't mean that there aren't occasionally stories out there, there aren't occasionally videos out there that suggest that these guys, or at least some of the people who work for them, are not doing everything right. But very often, if you look at the context of what's going on, you understand that these people are under an incredible amount of duress, an incredible amount of chaos, and because of a few very far left agitators, a lot of these guys are unable to do their jobs without being harassed, without being doxxed, and sometimes without being assaulted. That's totally unacceptable. And that's one of the things that I want to send a message to is, yes, come out and protest me, protest our immigration policy, but do it peacefully. If you assault a law enforcement officer, the Trump administration and the Department of Justice is going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. And I wanted to show some support for these guys who, frankly, are operating in a very, very tough environment. I heard a lot of stories today about that I think drives home just how chaotic the environment on the ground here has already gotten. For example, did you know that within the last, I think, week or so, maybe even more recently than that, you had a couple of ICE officers who were off duty, who had been doxxed online, who were sitting and having a meal at a restaurant in Minneapolis when a bunch of agitators showed up, locked the door, made them feel like they were in danger for their lives, and then, of course, it was federal law enforcement officers who had to come up, lower the temperature on the situation, and actually get those two off-duty officers to a point of safety. Now imagine, if you would, your life and your perspective on law enforcement if you can't even go to a restaurant without some agitators locking the door and making you feel like your life is in danger. That is the environment that has been created, I think, by a lot of very, frankly, far left people, but also by some of the state and local law enforcement officials who could do a much better job in cooperating and working. And by the way, I'm not talking about the cops, who these guys told me on the ground, the cops are very sympathetic to what they're dealing with. I'm talking about the state and local elected law enforcement officials who could do a lot better job in making their lives a little bit easier. And in the process, they would make the lives of all Minneapolis residents easier, and that's what we want. We want to be able to enforce the immigration laws on the one hand, while on the other hand, we want to make sure that people in Minneapolis are able to go about their day. And I want to say just one last point on this. So I heard from a business leader today who told me a very tough story, and I think so much of what's gone wrong in Minneapolis is people not trying to understand the perspective of somebody else. Try to understand what somebody else is experiencing, whether they're a law enforcement officer or anybody in the community here in Minneapolis. So they told me a story about this manufacturing facility where an illegal immigrant was being arrested. And as these employees are going into the manufacturing facility, all of a sudden an illegal immigrant shows up. They don't know it's an illegal immigrant. And then a bunch of ICE officers descend. Now, these people just want to go to work. They want to go to work safely. And now all of a sudden there's a major law enforcement operation happening right outside their place of business. Now, from one perspective, I certainly understand why a business leader or why an employee would say, whoa, what's going on? It's a little scary, no matter your position in life, if a bunch of cop cars show up and they're arresting somebody. Now, the additional context is that we know that people online have been encouraging illegal immigrants that one way they can evade arrest is by showing up at a legitimate place of business, making it impossible for these guys to actually enforce our immigration laws. So while I can understand the perspective of somebody who doesn't want to see an arrest happen at their place of work, I can also understand the perspective of our immigration enforcement officers who have to do their job and can't allow a heckler's veto over our immigration enforcement. And so much of what's gone wrong is the failure to do that. And here's the point. We can do a good job of...
I'm sorry, I had to interject right quick. Every time I see somebody with an HSI jacket, I get to thinking about Heritage Service Incorporated. I think they bankrupt. I used to work for that company. I want to say they're bankrupt. I might Google them while the video playing, but every time I see HSI, I always think of Heritage Services Incorporated. Y'all ain't got no money. Y'all bankrupt. just random. It's an inside thing. I just had to share that. I felt like I had to share that.
Enforcing our immigration laws without the chaos, but it actually requires the cooperation of state and local officials. If you look at blue cities and blue states, red cities and red states, you go to Austin, Texas, or Memphis, Tennessee. You go to the state of Texas, obviously a very red state, or the state of Tennessee, a very red state, but you've got blue cities within those states, you do not have this level of chaos. The reason why things have gotten so out of hand is because of failure of cooperation between the state and local authorities and what these guys are trying to do. We have a ton of resources, a ton of ICE agents in this city right now that I would rather us not have. I'd love to send those guys home. They're not even doing targeted immigration enforcement. They are trying to protect ICE officers who are doing immigration enforcement, because when a crowd surrounds them and these guys call 911, the local officials, the local cops have been told to stand down. So we have people here who aren't even doing immigration enforcement, they're doing force protection. So that if a rioter tries to ruin the life or assault an ICE officer, they're actually protected. Now, why doesn't it make more sense for the local cops to get involved in that situation? Why not just have the mayor or the local officials tell the police officers, you know what, if an ICE officer is being assaulted by a far-left agitator, you are invited, you should actually help them. That's what would work out in any normal situation, and that's what happens in nearly every jurisdiction, red or blue, in the United States of America. The reason it hasn't happened here is because the local authorities have been told, stand down, do not help ICE, promote the violence, promote the agitation, but don't do anything to lower the temperature and lower the chaos. That's a problem. Here's another example of how the lack of cooperation between state and local officials makes it harder for us to do our job and turns up the temperature. Let's say, for example, we have a criminal migrant who is a sex offender. And let's say that we've got to go and arrest that person who, Democrat or Republican, wants a sex offender living in their community. I would assume, I would hope that most people don't. But
I'm going to stop him right there, and I'll replay it if I have to. But let's talk about that, because there was one episode I did at another platform, Ish Talk, where I went ham, where basically I was saying that, you know, if Biden, basically in a nutshell, if Biden ain't let in that cold-blooded killer, Dakar Thompson would still be here today. She'll probably be doing some bad-ish that maybe her parents need to sit her down and talk to her about. But if homie was never in this country, never would have had access to Dakar Thompson. He was an illegal. But for some odd reason, tribalism got us downplaying that one key point and other key points that I just went over. But I'm going to let JD continue. But I'm going to back it up and give him his justice.
let's say, for example, we have a criminal migrant who is a sex offender. And let's say that we've got to go and arrest that person who, Democrat or Republican, wants a sex offender living in their community. I would assume, I would hope that most people don't. But because they're an illegal alien, we don't know their last address. We may have known their address 3 years ago, but we don't know their address now. What we'd like to do is talk to local officials and say, you know what, according to the Medicaid rolls, where was the last address this person was domiciled? Or according to a SNAP application, a food stamps application, maybe that could give us insight to where this person is today. Or maybe they had some local court trouble. We could go to the local courthouse or even the local jail and try to find where this criminal sex offender is today. The local authorities have been told, do not cooperate. So these guys are trying to go out and enforce the law. They're trying to arrest sex offenders, but they're trying to do it in an environment where local officials have been told, do not help them, do not provide intelligence about where these sex offenders might be. This is disgraceful. And there are a lot of things that all of us could do better to lower the temperature, but the number one thing that I learned today is that the best way to facilitate reasonable enforcement of the law, but also to lower the chaos in Minneapolis, would be for state and local officials to cooperate. Now, I will say, on one final positive note, I actually think that there's some hope, some reason to think that there's going to be better cooperation in the weeks and months to come. I think that because I've talked to some of the local officials here. I think there are reasons to believe that these people are going to step up and actually ask the cops to protect our ICE officers when they're being assaulted, who are going to ask the local courts to cooperate with getting criminal sex offenders out of our community. That's a good thing. That's the good news, and that's something I'm going to work on when I get back to Washington. But please, if you're a local official, if you're the mayor of this town, if you have any influence over those people, just tell them to cooperate. because we could have immigration enforcement operate as smoothly and without the chaos that we see in Austin, Texas, or Memphis, Tennessee, or even rural parts of the state of Minnesota. All we need is a little cooperation. I guarantee you, we're going to do the best to be professional, to respect people's rights, to not do anything that we don't have to do in order to enforce immigration laws, but it would make our lives a lot easier, it would make our officers a lot safer, and it would make Minneapolis much less chaotic if we had a little bit of cooperation from the state and local officials. With that, I'll shut up and take some questions. Thank you, guys.
Vice President Vance, a local school district here is alleging ICE agents detained a 5-year-old after preschool on Tuesday.
All right, well, let me get to the question that the reporter just asked. This is what the reporter just asked. And this is the issue that I have with tribalism. Give me the music, man. Give me that sound, man. Give me my shit back. Now, in a little bit of a defense of spiritual word, I wanted to call them world star like shit. In defense of spiritual word, they did put more of a caption, a descriptive caption. But their post told you otherwise. And if you follow spiritual word, you know a lot of their followers, they don't like to read. A lot of them aren't reading that portion. And there I go with the troll shit. ICE has detained 4 students from the same Minnesota school district, including a 5-year-old boy. And Mr. Cool's gonna post, ice, ice, baby. Really? Don't talk to yourself in there. I'm reading what I see, the comment. Oh, that's me. You shouldn't say stuff like that. Anyway, when you read the caption, and I'm gonna drive home a point. When you read the caption, it says Columbia Heights Public Schools officials, excuse me, reported in January that federal agents detained 4 students, including a 5-year-old, during immigration enforcement in the Minneapolis area. Superintendent Zena Stenvik, I'm gonna say Stenvik, alleged agents used the child as bait by directing him to knock on his door, while the Department of Homeland Security claimed the child was abandoned by his father and agents stayed for safety. For more details, visit Washington Post. And Washington Post is going to ask you to subscribe to their website. I ain't paying a goddamn thing for Washington Post. But I'm going to tell you, JD Vance is going to answer this. And this is my problem with social media platforms that has a high following. And Spiritual Word has like what? They got 3 million followers. And majority of their followers don't read captions. Possibly don't even read at all. They quick with it. Either they're going to look at that GIF I just sent or a quick comment, 1 or 2 lines. If you writing paragraphs, you're probably not going to get, they go ice, ice, baby again. You're probably not going to get too much frequency on your comment if you write like Spiritual Word. And sometimes I write like Spiritual Word. But that's here nor there. But when you have 3 million followers that don't read the caption on the right and just read, ICE has detained 4 students. This is what the average person is reading. ICE has detained 4 students at a school and a 5-year-old boy. Where was this at? In Minnesota. They only heard that ICE locked up a 5-year-old boy. And Spiritual Word knows this, yet they still posted it. This is dangerous journalism. Because when you engage in tribalism, what are you really trying to do? What is your objective behind that post? You see what I'm saying? Let's get back to the homie JD Vance. So he's gonna debunk this right here. What I just showed you.
We've also seen multiple American citizens detained by ICE or harassed by ICE in the last 6 weeks. Are you proud of how your administration is conducting this immigration crackdown here in Minnesota?
Well, I'm proud of the fact that we're standing behind law enforcement, and I'm proud of the fact that we're enforcing the country's laws. But, you asked a question about this 5-year-old kid. I actually saw this terrible story while I was coming to Minneapolis. We just left Toledo, Ohio this morning for an economic messaging event. And I see this story, and I'm a father of a 5-year-old, actually, a 5-year-old little boy. And I think to myself, oh my God, this is terrible. How did we arrest a 5-year-old? Well, I do a little bit more follow-up research. And what I find is that the 5-year-old was not arrested, that his dad was an illegal alien. And then when they went to arrest his illegal alien father, the father ran. So the story is that ICE detained a 5-year-old. Well, what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to let a 5-year-old child freeze to death? Are they not supposed to arrest an illegal alien in the United States of America? If the argument is that you can't arrest people who have violated our laws because they have children, then every single parent is going to be completely given immunity from ever being the subject of law enforcement. That doesn't make any sense. No one thinks that makes any sense.
No.
Now, there are so many of these cases like that where if you just understand the context, there have been a number of situations that I've looked into personally where I say, wait a second. We don't want ICE arresting American citizens. They're supposed to be enforcing the immigration laws against illegal aliens. So then I look into it and I find out that the American citizen who was arrested took a swing at an ICE officer. You can't have that happen. And of course they have to defend themselves. And of course they have the right to detain somebody who assaults a law enforcement officer. Now, this is my point. Do we want these things to happen? Do we want these arrests to be so chaotic? No, we don't. These guys want it least of all, but if we had a little cooperation from local and from local and state officials, I think the chaos would go way down in this community.
President!
Go ahead.
I think that's all we needed to see. And did we not confirm this story that Spiritual Word posted, even though they did clean it up in the captions, in the smaller captions? Got redefined print, y'all. And yeah, they kind of cleaned it up there, but their post was like, yeah, this 5-year-old locked up. You gotta check it out. That shit ain't fair. Black Lives Matter. When this Bama go to a Baptist church in Southeast DC or Atlanta, Georgia, come holler at me. I need you to exude that same energy towards other churches. Pull up squad. Yeah, they the pull up squad. This just reminds me of tribalism. This is dangerous. And I heard the talk. They told folks like Don Lemon and them lefty liberals, hey, bring the fight to their doorstep, and they're doing just that. If you see one of your congressional leaders at dinner, you go in that restaurant and you bother them. Maxine Waters, y'all remember that? Don't make me go to TikTok and find that. I'ma do it. See, now I'ma do it. Yeah, I gotta be petty. Here you go, fight back. I think this the joke. You gotta fight back, yeah. There you go.
On them, and you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere. If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd, and you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere. If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant.
Now, what do you think the people gonna do? What do you think they gonna do, Maxine, when you tell folks to do that? Them ignorant ones. They gonna do exactly what you said, and they gonna say, Maxine told us to do it. Representative Maxine Waters told us to do this shit. Let's read the comments, man, real quick. I'm just curious. Oh, never mind. The first comment said, Maxine Waters is a damn dog. She belongs behind bars. Didn't she incite a riot just now? Why she ain't locked up and fucked up and talked about bad like everybody else do? Yeah, if they on that other side. I don't need y'all to get to being like, cool, you a Republican. I am not. I told y'all I'm an American that votes. I'm an ATV. There's a difference. Stop. Y'all don't pay attention. That's why posts like spiritual word works for y'all, because y'all don't read the fine print. Y'all read the exact caption on the post, and that just triggers you, and you automatically believe it's true. I bet even when JD Vance debunked that lie, I bet you sat there and was like, JD Vance is a liar. The vice president of the United States was just on the mic and just lied about a 5-year-old being detained because his father, an immigrant, illegal, ran out on a homie. Like, damn, bruh. Damn. What good dad are you? Where's the mother at? What's up with her? What's she doing? She busy? She look good? She attend? I'm asking for a friend. Let's take it to Nekima Levy, because apparently she made news. If y'all don't know who Nekima is, let me share this real quick. Let me get y'all. All right, we taking it back to the church attack. It's kind of loud, man. Maybe I should turn it down. Maybe. Yeah, I'll turn it down a little bit.
David Easterwood is a pastor here. He is also the director of the field office for ICE. And she think ICE is like what the fuck? Al Qaeda? You think they terrorist organization? Nah, they going to get illegals, Nekima. They doing the job that we voted Trump in to get done. St. Paul. So someone who claims to worship God.
Yeah, he worships God, and for a full-time job, he locks illegals up and deports them out of the country. It's a good damn job if I say so myself.
Teaching people in this church about God is out there overseeing ICE agents. Think about what we've experienced.
What have we experienced? Somebody attacking an officer with her car and getting shot? Yeah, it happens. Don't run your car over. Don't try to run nobody over with your car. You won't get shot. Or you might, even if it wasn't a cop and you got caught hitting somebody, you do time for that. Don't use your car. They actually, I mean, you're taught this in driver's ed. Don't hit nobody with your car. Period. Don't hit nobody with your car. And then obey the law. They told this broad to get out the car plenty of times. She didn't get out. Then her lesbian girlfriend told her, drive, baby, drive. Bloom, bloom, bloom. Because I thought it was 3. I thought it was 3 shots. Pat, pat, pat.
The murder of Renee Good at the hands of ICE.
I knew she was going to take it there. This is weird to me. How in the hell is Black Lives Matter going up to bat for Renee Good? It's just beyond me. I thought we was one nation under a groove, getting down just for the funk of it.
A Venezuelan national shot by ICE. A 6-month-old baby who almost died as a result of ICE unleashing military-grade weapons on our community. How dare you claim to be a pastor of God and you are involved in evil in our...
Again, what you think is evil, some of us think is law enforcement, and y'all going in there attacking that church for that? Downright wrong.
Community.
Do you think Jesus would be understanding?
We're about worship
these folks.
We're about.
Hey Don, damn Don, did goddamn Don just take it there? Hold up, let me run that back in case you didn't hear it.
Community.
I'm gonna turn it up a little bit.
Jesus would be understanding.
We're about worship.
Involved in evil in our community.
Do you think Jesus would be understanding?
We're about worship.
You think Jesus would be understanding and love was basically what was going on right there in that church? I like to bet no, Don. Oh, even better, Don. Even better, Don. Let's talk about your sexual preference, Don. You think Jesus will enjoy that?
We've experienced.
What are we doing?
David Easterwood is a pastor here. Agents. Think about what we've experienced. The murder of Renee Good at the hands of ICE. A Venezuelan national shot by ICE. A 6-month-old baby who...
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, you know I'm good with the pause button. It looked like she putting something in her mouth, don't it? It looked like some old Pornhub shit, don't it? Yeah, look, don't it? She on some Pornhub shit. I told y'all, look, I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all how great I am with the pause button. Let me maximize this, man. Let me give it its due diligence. Hey, for the simps that just like seeing nasty shit, I'm giving you a clip right here. Look at her shit. Look at this shit right here. Look at her face. Look at what she's doing. I can't make it. Nope. Now, I could get you there. But now I'm covering her face. Look, it looked like she got something blocking. It's going in her mouth, don't it? That's what I'm just trying to show you right there. Boom. That's as big as I can get y'all for that, man. And go ahead with the Homo sapien shit, because I don't play that game. Anyway, yeah. Don't it look? She looked at the Pornhub. She was some Pornhub shit. I didn't introduce you guys. This is Nekima Levy Armstrong. This is the chick that got arrested for doing this shit here. I just wanted to introduce y'all to her. I'm going to just let the video play now. And now that y'all know who she is, I'm like, who is this ugly black chick right here, man? Oh, my bad. That's the Nekima chick. Y'all thought she was cute, right? Nah, not this one.
Almost died as a result of ICE unleashing military-grade weapons on our community. How dare you claim to be a pastor of God and you are involved in evil in our community?
Do you think Jesus would be understanding?
We're about worship.
These folks.
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them?
No, church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday, and we were interrupted by this group of protesters. Yeah. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
Ice out. They said ice out. Ice out. Ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. Ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. Stop. Collaborate and listen. Did you see this Bama's back of his head? At least, yeah, don't be honest with yourself, bro. Stop. Collaborate and listen. Look at that bald head man is listening. Gotcha. Hey, come on home, bro. It looks terrible in the words of our captain Charles Barkley. That right there, bruh. Yeah, you had to have felt the drift, the draft, the wind blow. You had to feel it, bruh. Put your hat back on at least. I know you trying to be respectful and all, but you know sometimes you just keep your hat on. You got too much hair on your head to not keep your hat on. I can see if you just came home, bruh. You seem to be in denial, and ain't no way between you and KD. Ain't no way y'all go in the barbershop proud of that. Yeah, and giving them a tie. Hey, shape this up. Like, I know the barber looking at you like, what? But yet, you go in there and you get a Caesar. And you fade the back for some odd reason. But I'm sure when the barber is fading that back and he looking at the back of your head like that top part that's shining, he like, God damn, bro, you just gonna have to cut it. Just go ahead and cut that shit off, bro. Just go ahead and cut it off, bro. Just cut it off, bro. Just cut it off, bro. Hey, homegirl in the background was like, in Jesus' name. Hey, bruh, they mess with the wrong. I wouldn't have did this. I wouldn't even have been a part of this. I've been like, oh, y'all about to go and protest inside of the church? Y'all gonna disrupt church? Nah, I'm out. I ain't about to do that. Nah, I ain't messing with God like that, bruh. That's what I would have been. If I was any of them pull-up folk, I've been like, nah, no church. We could do a courthouse, but I ain't doing the church, bruh. Church? Nah. I don't want that hanging on my conscience as I go to bed. You know what I'm saying? I sleep alone. I don't want to go to sleep and all of a sudden God comes in my dream and say, I saw what you did that day, bruh. Yeah, we gonna talk when you get up here. Matter of fact, it might be poosh. You know, God has a sense of humor. Now you nicked up because you thought God took you. Oh my God. Bet you wised up then. Hey. I could not have that on my conscience. Hey, man. Hey, cool. What you do today? I went to a church, bruh. Oh, yeah. What was the sermon about? Shit. We disrupted that motherfucker. You did what? Yeah, we went in that junk. We was like ice out. Apparently, listen to me before you say anything else. The pastor is part of ICE, right? And we don't like ICE, man. Tribalism all day. And I went out there just to support the people, man. Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying? For Renee Good. So let me get this straight, cool. You went and support. What is this group called? It's called Pull Up. Pull Up. Pull Up what? It's called Pull Up. Like, you gonna pull up? Oh, yeah, that Pull Up. Wait, wondering right now, why is you talking to yourself? I'm trying to put context in order. These bammers, my day consisted of going to a church and disrupting them. I don't even go to church, bruh. So how did you even believe that I went to church? No. I took my Sunday. I could have been watching the NFL playoff game, a couple of NBA games, some college football. Nope. That was Monday. Probably some college basketball, men and women. I probably could have played on the PlayStation a little bit on Sunday, but nah. I chose to meet Don Lemon at a fucking church and disrupt the service in the name of protesting ICE. That's what you spent. I could have got some weed that day. I could have did anything. Anything could have been a lot better than what I did on Sunday. So all them folks that's getting arrested like Nekima Armstrong, now, how do you feel now behind bars? Like, damn, I should have stayed my ass home. My girl, because I know I'm sure she's gay, because she ain't got no man. Hey, this chick right here, ain't no way this chick got a dude. I'ma just keep it real with y'all.
How dare you claim?
Yeah, somebody gonna date her. Somebody gonna see her at a bar and be like, hey, what's up? What's up, girl? What's your name? My name is Nekima. Why you speak so aggressively? Like, I just asked for your name and I did it in a smooth way. Could you match my energy? I can't match your energy. I bet. You think any man is putting game to this jump right here? Ain't no way. Ain't nobody spitting game to Nekima Armstrong. That's why she's so mad. Why doesn't this make sense? Usually it's the ones that's arguing all the time that ain't got no man. They ain't getting fucked on the daily, bruh. That's what it is. She ain't getting no dick. Look at her. You can't even volunteer no dick to this joint. Hey, man. Hey, look, man. My sister needs you to hit that. Hey, look. Hey, I'm giving you $200. Hit this pussy for me. For $200? Nah. Make it 5. 500 for 500. Would you hit this joint for 500? I could get some shoes with that. Put the rest in the savings and shit. Nah. Can we get 800? 800. Let's just round it off to the nearest 10. Let's just give me 1,000. You heard it first. I'll hit this joint off for $1,000. All I gotta do is hit it. Then he said I had to make love to this joint, make love her down and shit. I just need to. That's all I need to do. I can do that for a G. Shit, give me a G and I'll rough this joint up with her afro puff. Yeah, I mean, I keep it real on this joint. I ain't gonna sit here. Hey, there is a price. Just like women got but there's a price. Men got a price too. I got a price. 1,000, I bust this ugly joint with the quickness. And let me take a break, man. I know. I probably just ruined the game with that one. They say, cool, you gotta take a chill pill on that one. Yeah, y'all wait. You look, we gonna take a break. I come back, man. My bad. I done offended some folks. I hit that ugly joint, man. Come back with my final thought though, bro. Y'all be chill, cause we be back.
Let's go. Whoa. ED. Yeah. They put Cali in business. You would've thought this iPhone was a flip phone where I've been moving this chick. My brothers was sticking and moving with G-Locks. I told them stick to the business. I know some partners that's living in C block probably won't leave to their V. Yeah. Either way, you know we gon' get it. My partner was talking about riches. That's probably cause we from the trenches. Knowing that me and my brothers stay locked in, we bring the W's home. Remember that day when they couldn't even see us, now they won't leave us alone. That's how it go. They putting your life on the road. They looking for days that you show. If you know it, I know what you owe. Another day in the life and it's cold. I'm hoping you keep me a coat. Gotta bring the bread in by the low. Make sure mama and them eating the toast. Sunset right off the coast. Writing it off as a business trip. Cali done did him the most. I finally know what living is. ED, they put Cali in business. You would've thought this iPhone was a flip phone where I've been moving this chick. My brothers was sticking and moving with G-Locks. I told them stick to the business. I know some partners that's living in C block probably won't leave to their V. Yeah. Either way, you know we gon' get it. My partner was talking about riches. That's probably cause we from the trenches. Knowing that me and my brothers stay locked in, we bring the W's home. Remember that day when they couldn't even see us, now they won't leave us alone.
Yeah, and we back in this joint. Sip some water real quick before I choke on smoke. Tribalism is the state of being organized by or advocating for tribes, crews, gangs, or tribal lifestyles. Human evolution primarily occurred in small hunter-gatherer groups as opposed to in larger or more recently settled agricultural societies and civilizations. Where do you fit in? Dangers of tribalism. Where do you fit in? Are you a blood, Crip, Democrat, Republican, gay, straight, gang, hate squad, team A or team B, purple or blue? What are you? Welcome to New Society in Recklessville, USA. We live in an era where it's criminal to think for yourself. Some of us live in fear, silence, because God forbid if you have a difference of opinion, you're exiled. You like Kevin Samuels? Exiled. You voted for Trump? Exiled. You read books? Exiled. You listen to conscious hip hop? Exiled. Tupac or Biggie? Exiled. East or West? Exiled. Shut the fuck up. It's an epidemic out here. And my only question to all of you YouTubers out there that engage in tribalism, all of you others that just follow in the name of tribalism, my only question would be, where are the independent thinkers? I holler at y'all, man. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. You know it's snowing. Stay inside. Shit. If I get too bored, I might do a live. You know, bars. Accidental Mr. Cool freestyle for you, though. On the accident tip side of the game. Shit. Hey. Yeah, y'all be safe, man. Enjoy the snow, because it's coming. Yeah, it's definitely going to be here. It might be too late to grocery shop. I know out here, man. Goddamn. Every day, the parking lot's pimping. Full of people trying to get their last grocery visit in. So, if you ain't got no food, at least you get some eggs, bread, and milk, and some potatoes. Survive your ass for about 3-4 days. You be all right. I holler at y'all, man. Y'all be safe.